President Trump has ended his visit to the United Kingdom by expressing gratitude for the royal treatment he received. But difficult geopolitical issues were largely sidestepped during the trip. Trump and UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer signed a tech agreement today and praised one another during a news conference. They held private talks on the wars in Ukraine and Gaza, and disagreements were kept cordial. Meanwhile, King Charles III and the Queen went all out to welcome the president at Windsor Castle a day earlier. On the second and final day of his state visit to the United Kingdom, Trump left Windsor Castle in the morning to meet British Prime Minister Keir Starmer in Chequers for a bilateral meeting. Pictures showed the two leaders sitting down and walking through a library room. The meeting comes after a day of pomp and ceremony in which Trump rode in a carriage with the king and feasted at a state banquet. The king's speech touched on security in Europe, environmental concerns, and the continuation of the special relationship between the two countries. He also praised Trump's commitment to finding solutions to some of the world's most intractable conflict.
Our countries have the closest defense, security and intelligence relationship ever known. In 2 world wars, we fought together to defeat the forces of tyranny. Today, as tyranny once again threatens Europe, we and our allies stand together in support of Ukraine to deter aggression and secure peace.
Today, the president and Starmer celebrated the unveiling of a £150 billion package of U.S. investment into Britain. The deals, covering areas such as technology, energy, and life sciences, will offer a renewal of the so-called special relationship between the two nations, something Starmer has worked hard to cultivate since Trump became leader in January.
We're taking the next logical step with a historic agreement on science and technology partnerships, and this will create new government, academic, and private sector cooperation in areas such as AI, which is taking over the world. I'm looking at you guys. You're taking over the world, Jensen. I don't know what you're doing here.
At the end of the day, the leaders held a joint news conference and took questions on various topics, including the wars in Ukraine and Gaza.
The one that I thought would be easiest would be because of my relationship with President Putin, but he's let me down. He's really let me down. It was going to be Russia and Ukraine, but we'll see how that turns out. But that turned out to be, I thought it might be among the easiest of the group. Russia and Ukraine will get done. But you never know in war. You know, war is a different thing. Things happen that are very opposite of what you thought.
Starmer said he and Trump agree on the need for an Israeli-Palestine peace roadmap, but the U.S. president said he disagreed with countries recognizing a Palestinian state.
We absolutely agree on the need for peace and a roadmap because the situation in Gaza is intolerable. The hostages have been held for a very, very long time. And they must be freed. And we need aid to get into Gaza at speed. And so it's within that context of a plan for peace, which we're working hard on, which not only did we discuss this morning, but our two teams have been working together on, that the question of recognition needs to be seen.
I have a disagreement with the Prime Minister on that score. Okay? One of our few disagreements, actually.
Both Starmer and Trump skirted a question about Peter Mandelson, who was fired as Britain's ambassador to Washington last week over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Polls show Trump is widely unpopular in Britain, and Starmer, faced with plummeting poll ratings of his own and economic woes, will need to show that his royal trump card can reap benefits.